Yo, what's up guys, and welcome to a new Patreon tutorial right here. And today I'll just be walking through my nuke workflow, at least for this shot that I'm working on right now, which is the PWNISHER render challenge, the alternate reality challenge. So yeah, I just started learning nuke like last week, and it's been really fun. And it turns out it's not too hard compared to at least what I thought was nuke before I got into it. So this was before all the nuking. This is the render that came right out of Blender. Didn't have the city because that was separate pass. Didn't have the dude, bunch of other stuff. And let's render the right node. Yeah, you can see that. It's quite a big difference, to be honest. And yeah. The reason to why nuke looks so complex is because all the nodes are normally hidden when you're doing on like layer-based compositing. You can kind of say that like this is one layer, this is one layer, this is one layer, like these little blobs. So really there aren't really too many layers, considering like these nodes are only to get this one like viewed. If you view this one, it won't view, so you have to shuffle it, and then you have to correct the timing, then like you have to add the mist pass, you grade the glow, you add that on top with a bunch of nodes, then you tweak, add even more glow, you merge that using another mask. Like a lot of stuff goes into just pretty simple things. Yeah, but it's really handy. Like if I want to preview this right now, you can see that it's running at almost 1 frame a second, which is really fast compared to After Effects. It was running like 20 seconds per frame, which is a lot. So I think I'll just kind of walk through this shot, and I just finished rendering some smoke elements that I want to composite in later. So I just rendered them on a like black background with an HDRI captured on in the render like this. So it actually captured all the lighting data. So you can see that this one is still dark or still bright because it's a really bright light, and you can get a lot of detail. So then I don't need to use the whole scene for it, and I just set that to be transparent. Great. So let's say I want to bring this into nuke. That's what I'm gonna be doing real soon, but let's walk through some basics here. I'm not gonna be doing a tutorial on nuke because I don't feel qualified to do it, nor do I feel like it would be a short video. So this is the After Effects, not the After Effects. This is the Blender render, the raw render, the .exr file. And EXRs that render out of Blender are usually black, at least in my experience. So what you have to do is you have to use a shuffle node, and you can like have all the passes in here. So I bring out the shuffle node, and I can get like my my depth pass, my mist pass. Can connect those up there, and they're all stored in here. Like I can get my emission pass of all the lights, and I can get my crypto mat if I want to do some of that, and yeah, a lot of cool stuff. So I just want the composite, and that's kind of it. And then I have another shuffle node right here, which is basically taking out the mist pass. And I'm using this shuffle, like this mist pass, basically to mask a grade. So basically that will make the background a little mistier, and that adds a little bit of depth. What do we have here? Don't even know. I think that's, wait, not sure. Yeah, so I just masked a little roto here on the dude on the foreground, and I just made that part darker using a roto, plugging it into the mask. And then I used the McDonald's logo. I wanted to like kind of bring that up, so I rendered a mist pass or an emission pass, basically the same shuffle. I added some glow, some more glow, and I just put that on top of the existing image. And here I had my city, so I shuffled that to get the mist pass and the normal render. So I put those together, and I used the the same mist pass, but contrasted up to like a million contrast thingies. So it's just black and white, and I can just use this as a mask. So I can say the white parts should be where this image is visible, and the black parts is where this should be visible. So I just put that in there, and just fits perfectly. So after that, I added in a little dude. So I rendered this, and I masked out some of these weird artifacts just using a basic just a mask animated. Graded that to kind of fit the scene a little more. Like when I first brought him in, he looked like this, so I just added a bunch of grading to kind of fit him into the scene. And yeah, here we have the flying robot that I showed how to composite in. Just put that all in there. Yep. And what do we have here? This is a newly added thing because I haven't really named it. Oh yeah, I rendered a pass of a bunch of ships just flying in the background. Wait, I'll display this. Yeah. And I used the same black and white mask technique to get a mask here, and I blurred them out a little bit. And I just put that in the background for some extra detail. Yeah. So yeah, this guy who's supposed to sit right here, he is a separate render with some grading and a bunch of effects on him, and he's just put on top of the render. He looks a little not fitting here because the black levels do not match. But after I add the mist and rain, this usually works. So yeah, I also had a bunch of smoke effects that I rendered out. Not rendered out, I got off the interwebs. And I just kind of keyframed them into place. And blurred them a little bit. Just put them in the scene, very subtle. Oh, this one is not even in the final comp. Oh, this is not a final comp, by the way, so this should actually be plugged in here if we're gonna do it correctly. Okay. And what else do we have? So here we have the rain. So you ask, how do you do the rain? Well, this is a stock clip that I tiled a little bit so it would be longer, and I also transformed it, like I skewed it like using the skewing thingy, so I can just get it tilting however I want. And I used a little roto brush here to kind of fix the edges, and it looked pretty okay. And I bumped the brightness up a little bit and put this dude back in here. So earlier you saw that he was he was really like bright. So what this little thing will do is just darken him back so he looks a little more fitting. Great. So we have the rain, and this is the rain mask. So it's basically like where I want the rain to be. So where it's dark, I want it to be like pretty much no rain, and where it's white I want it to be a lot of rain. So yeah, one thing, wait, what happened here? Never mind. Yeah, so a problem I had at this stage was that this dome was not visible, did not have a clear edge. So what I did is that I made this way too complex mask with a bunch of glow effects. So I used a mask where I just like rotoed out this little sphere thing here, and I took the basic image and I made it like really bright compared to the original, and I put that on top. So you can see that which one is it? This one. Yeah, so this one is really like dimmed out, and this one kind of gets the contrast back in there. So then I added some of this floor mist. That's basically just a white solid with the roto brush, or what did I say, roto brush? Just a regular mask right here. Yeah, I had these poles before, but I did not really like them, so I just disconnected them. So one problem I had at this stage was that the dude was way too bright, so I added a little vignette mask, and that kind of fixed it up a little more. And now we get to the grading. So I first of all added a little bit of glow, nothing much, just helps to bring out the mistiness here. Then I graded it, so I just got rid of some of the these fake, like these gray shadows, made them a little darker. And I used a luminance mask right here. Can I bring that up maybe? Yeah. So I took away the red and saturated everything else. It's not too much saturation, you can see it a little clearer here, but I didn't want the red to be affected, because if that would have been the case, you can see what happens then. See how the red just gets completely destroyed. So you can see, if I just bring that in there, they get a little more canceled out. I added some more contrast. I added a little LUT using this vector field. It's actually the LUT that I put up like a few days ago. One of these, it's called Fuji V. I really dig it. And then I made everything a little more blue, because who doesn't like blue? And I also made another alpha mask, or like a luminance mask, to get rid of the reds yet again, and added even more saturation. So you can see how crazy it would have been without that mask. And I added some grain on top of that, and that's basically the final image. Yeah, so that's how this shot was composited, at least so far. And I decided to just go in and add some final effects to this little piece. So yeah, I want to add this misty fog layer that I rendered out. And this should probably be like not over the top, like not on top of the rain. It should be kind of behind the rain. So I think somewhere in this space. So I'll just select all of these and move them up if I can do that. Yeah, look at that. And I also want to take these little ships here and just add a little backdrop to them, to kind of clean it up a little more. Like that. Great, I'll call this ships. Perfect. So what I'm gonna do is first of all just save my comp, and I'm gonna hit R to bring in a read node, and here I can bring in my footage that I rendered. So it's right here, PNG sequence. You never want to render in .mp4 or any movie format because that is not linear and Nuke does not support it. So let's just preview this one. Oh, this is the alpha. Why is the regular image looking like poop? That's a little funky. I mean, if the alpha looks good, I'm happy. This might just be previewing issue because it's like PNG. Anyway, let's just merge this in with the rest. You can use a merge node. Plug it in like that. That's hella weird. And what? Let's try pre-multing it. Yep, that was the issue. If you don't know what pre-multing is, you're not alone. I don't know that either. It will, like, if you have any problem with this is happening, you just want to pre-mult it and might fix it. So let's see it. Okay, so our first problem is that you can see that the smoke clip starts at frame 1 and it goes to frame 150, but Nuke, at least my Nuke composition here, starts at 100,000 and goes to 100,050. So I'll have to add a little thing here. So that little thing is a time offset. Yep, time offset node, and we just want to offset this by 100,000. Great. So now this should technically line up with our footage. It's not. It kinda is. What? Oh, I know the issue. I might know the issue. So, this is not the same format. This is 1280 by 545, and this comp is 1920 by 810. So we're gonna have to reformat this to make it the right size, and we make it 1920 by 1080 or 810. Yes, great. So now it should line up. And yes, it is lining up. Great. And I also have some rain here, or like water shit. And I think these are a little too intense. So what we can do is just take the mix, just bring it down just a tad. And I want these to be a little more bluish to match the scene. So I'm gonna take the lift, I think, and I'm gonna make it, nope, that's not the one. Is it the offset maybe? Oh wait, do we need to pre-mult this again? I think this might need to be before the pre-mult. Not sure. Yeah, that's the thing. So actually, I just realized that this is not in the offset. The offset is dark stuff. So we want to go to the gamma, which is grayish stuff. Yeah, so I'm gonna make them a little more bluish. Perfect. Before, after. little too intense. I'm just gonna bring down the mix. And let's see how this looks in the comp. Do you like it? Do you like it indeed? Yep, I think that's it. I think that is it. So I'm just gonna call this one Mist and shit. Mist and fog. Perfect. So yeah, that's kind of how I'm working in Nuke at the moment. Hopefully y'all learned a little bit, and if you want to get into Nuke, you can use it for free, like the non-commercial one, and it has the same features, except that you cannot export an MP4, I think, and you cannot go above 1920 by 1080, and some other thing. But that's perfect for me, because I don't really care what I export in. I can just convert it afterwards. I actually realized one thing though. I see that this smoke shit is going in front of this guy, so that's not too good. And I realized that I might have a mask for this already. Who cares? I'm just gonna show you. So I'm gonna add roto, hitting O, and I'm just gonna add a mask to the first frame here. Just gonna do that. Doesn't have to be too perfect, just a little sloppy one. Yep. And then we want to right click, set key, transform. Then we just go to the last frame, or where he goes out of frame, which is here. Not really though, but kind of. Just gonna mask it roughly. As I said, doesn't have to be perfect. So if we just take the mask, plug it into the roto, this might happen. It might, yeah, it's only appearing in the mask. So we just click the invert button and we feather it a little bit. And now it won't appear there. Yeah, that's how we do it. So now it should look a little better. Yeah, look at that. Perfect. So yeah, I hope y'all learned a thing or two, and I'll see ya in the next one. Bye bye.